This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck as a 2000 F350 XL. It's a 7.3 liter turbo diesel. It's four-wheel drive. Obviously a regular cab. It's on a salvage title due to theft, not collision. Bought it directly from an insurance company. They basically do not want any more liability after getting crushed by the victim of the theft. They paid them a huge check, and they don't want to make any claims that this truck about a vehicle they don't know anything about. So basically they divorce themselves by giving it a salvage title. That way, if you kill yourself running a stop sign after you buy it from me, you can't sue Allstate or Prudential or whoever was the insurer on this one. They didn't imply anything that it was good or bad or anything. They just gave it a salvage title, which basically they're saying that they're done with the vehicle. There's a little video that we have, a little 3-minute animated video, which can educate you further on the subject. Anyway, this is not a beautiful truck. You know, it's got this stuff going on. It's a work truck, but it's a 7.3 and it's four-wheel drive. Could use a set of tires. These tires are just about gone, if not gone. Obviously it had some sort of company name on it and they just scratched it out. It'll probably have another company name on it in the future. You just put it right over the top of that. Things like this. These tires, like I said, are toast. So if you plan on driving this home, I highly recommend you make arrangements for tires. If you want to use our tax-free source, you're welcome to. Call Thomas. He's at the East Broadway, about 8400 East Broadway, location of Discount Tires. Tell them Wheel Kinetics is having you call, and you can pay for them over the phone. You'll probably get a 5 or 10% discount off of their online price. It's got a nice spare though. And you won't have to pay taxes on them either because he'll use our tax code for it. That's what most of our clients do. They're 16s, so I would say probably $500 max for tires. And they'll be on whether you want to drive it home or even if you want to ship it, you can do that. You know, ship it with new tires and you won't have to do anything. Mechanically, it's fantastic. You know, it's just got just a bunch of stuff. I mean, we could touch up till the cows come home and not get it all, so what's the point? Or we could send it to Mako for a $600, paint job, which we consider doing, but it's going to be a work truck. No one's going to show off in this truck, so there's no point. There's your Ford stamp on that fender. It just shows you that it's never been replaced. There's a new battery we put in. There's the Ford stamp on the core support over here. Those are nice to see, because then you know that these parts haven't been replaced ever. There's the Ford stamp on the driver's side core support, and the Ford stamp on the driver fender. That's all stuff that's nice to see. They stole the turbo stroke, the power stroke plenum cover, that little plastic cover, but that's just a cosmetic thing anyway. Let me start it for you. Let's do it run into the hood. This is a brand new seat cover on it. It had a vinyl seat. It had a big tear in it, so we just had the whole seat recovered and cloth, so you won't have to deal with a sweaty seat. There's a tilt. It does have tilt. Crank windows. It has air conditioning that clearly works. It works really well too. The floor's in great shape. Let's see, 181,538 miles. Overdrive on and off. There. Let's see if the radio works. radio works. You got AM, FM radio. That's it. In other words, get to work. You don't have time to be listen to the radio, right? All right, let's see. Let me pull it forward a little bit. All right, now I'm in four-wheel drive. Right there. That's 4 high. Reverse. So drive and reverse is fine. Four-wheel drive. Now I'm in 4 low. Oh yeah, we're definitely in 4 low. And in reverse. Very much 4 low. Alright. And that shifter works great. Usually they give you a little bit of a fight. Put on a seatbelt here. Take it right down the street. Now this is on a salvage title. So if you plan on driving it home, it must get the title restored. To get a restored salvage title, we have to take it down to motor vehicles. We charge $200 to do that. With a restored salvage title, you can get plates and you can get insurance. Obviously, you can't drive without either of them. So that's mandatory if you want to drive it home. You also pay dock fee of $250 and taxes. Taxes are city sales tax here in Tucson of 2% plus whatever your state is. If your state is 3%, then you're going to pay 5% tax. If your state is like Arizona, our state tax rate is 7.1. Add our city tax to that, that's 9.1% total tax. So an Arizona resident would pay 9.1% tax, $250 dock fee, and $200 to restore the title. If you pay by wire and ship, all you have to pay is the agreed upon price. Nothing extra unless you want us to restore the title. If you don't want us to restore the title, that is fine. However, please make sure that you call motor vehicles. Whoever you're speaking to, get the first and last name so you can kill them if they're wrong when you get it there. That's happened twice in 10 years, by the way. Tell them you're going to bring an Arizona titled theft recovery on a salvage title. So you're going to have the Arizona salvage title, you're going to have the truck itself and a bill of sale, and that's it. All right? Tell them that. Make sure you get their first and last name, because if you decline to do our restore here, I don't want you angry at us. You have been forewarned. Clerks and agents in other states can be very bizarre, and they don't know their own laws. Almost all of them don't know their own laws. So just make sure you know what you're doing. I know that Texas is pretty easy to do it in, but other states, Illinois, New York, you know, it depends on how cranky they are that day and whether they want to be jerks or not. You know, just make sure you know what you're doing, because $200 is a pretty smoking deal to avoid all the hassle and the wait and all that stuff. We have to pay them $50 out of that $200 to do it, and then our guy has to sit with the vehicle until it's done. Sometimes he's there at 8 in the morning and gone at 8:30 in the morning. Sometimes he's there at 8 in the morning and he's gone at 6 at night. That's why we charge $150, because we might tie up a guy all day. Anyway, let's start from 0 here and see how this thing turbos. Runs good. Really good running truck. I mean, needs a set of tires, and that's it. Please make sure you get your deposit in also. Without a deposit, we don't have a deal. Once we have a deposit in, your name will go on the banner over this vehicle on our website. It'll say thank you Joe or Mary or whoever, and it'll say deposit received. So you'll know that you own the vehicle. Until we have a deposit, it's for sale, whether we have an agreed upon price or not. And that is about it. This is a killer truck. If you're looking for just a work truck or just a basic truck that happens to be a 7.3 4x4, this would be it. Thank you very much and have a great week.